Woo, there we go, boys. I'm coming in hot today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us here on a beautiful, and I mean beautiful day with Max. Back for the first time since Joe Keneally's bachelor party in 2022, I think.
Was that the last time? That was in Pat's backyard, right?
Yep. Do we want to look?
Oh, yeah, that might be, yeah.
Have to have a flashback moment.
Oh, yeah. I want to go look up when Max was on, like what number it was. Let's see if I can find it real
Editor,
quick.
put the clip in.
There you go. Hey. Don't. It's too much effort in that work here.
Max, pull that up.
Yeah. How we doing, boys? Woo! Okay, nice and comfortable. Somebody want to pass me that one of those beautiful little Coors Lights we got going on here? This is going to be number, let's see, this weekend.
290?
Yeah, this is 290.
Yeah, he's talking about beers.
Beers wise.
Oh.
This is number 35.
Also 290. On
Probably
the
290. This, Pat, I was joking around. I was like, there's probably going to be over under on beers this weekend. It's going to be 50. And I was joking with Pat about that. And all last night, it's like, Pat's like, there's no way I'm going to get the 250 beers this week.
I got to get to 48 today and 48 tomorrow because I'm not drinking Sunday.
And I was like, Pat, like I think it was a joke, bud. We're okay. We're not trying to get that drunk.
Pat took it upon himself yesterday to get to 25 on his own.
He gave it the college.
He gave it the old college try.
And I don't know what he did number-wise, but his body was feeling it.
My favorite was he's like, I don't like this. I feel like the regulator's coming off too easy. He's like, I don't about this weekend, and then right down.
So because he was giving us shit because Max was in and we were going out to the Cubs game, and he's like, should I set up a dinner with the ladies so we can't be bad? And we're like, Pat, like we'll be fine. Like we'll get this okay. And Thursday we Chris and I went off a little off the rails, having drinks at like 2 PM after haircuts.
Oh, it's nice.
Man.
It was nice.
It was post-tax season day. That's a celebration.
It's a national holiday.
Oh,
It is. I don't understand how some of those older guys do it though, because me and Pierre walked out of that bar and the sunlight hurt my eyes. I'm not used to 2 o'clock.
Yeah, when we walked out, Chris called it 2. It was a perfect time, and we hit 3, and it was about to get silly. So we walked out, and it was like 80 degrees, sunny as shit. It was amazing. But then you're like, man, I am a piece of shit coming out of this bar, and it's sunny, and kids are walking from school. They're calling it a day. Like, Jesus Christ.
There's something nice about a little day buzz, though.
Oh,
no, there is.
Something about like the way the sun shines a little too bright.
Yes.
You got to squint, but it feels nice.
It really
That
does.
hurts my eyes.
You got experience in this, Max?
Never done it. I'm a father.
Yeah. So we got to keep it PJ today. PG-13. No, damn it, I was going to say about that. I forgot now. Damn it, Max. I had something good to go. But it was kind of weird being, in our 30s and then everybody else at that bar. Literally, a guy had a crutch.
Oh, Walker.
Or a walker.
Oh, so
to get
good.
in. And then he was talking about how he was in the, no joke, I shouldn't have been eavesdropping, but we were just enjoying. And this guy was talking to his buddy. They were drinking buddies. And he was in the hospital for 30 days. And the doctor's like, maybe we slide back on all the drinking. He also was drinking the twisted
iced teas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the doctor's like, maybe you just come. And he's like, hell no, I'm going out this way, buddy. So he was in there for 30 days. As soon as he got the clear, he was out the door and back into the bar.
I could have sworn that I don't know what was.
Uncle Tom, is that you?
I'm pretty sure Uncle Tom's buddy was there because there was some old guy at the end of the bar, and there was some guy in a city truck, and the guy had his windows down, the bar windows were open. The guy from the truck was yelling at the guy at the bar, and vice versa. I'm
really?
Like, what in the hell is going on?
Dude,
What?
it was wild.
Why am I here?
It's so wild.
Is the place that you get your hair cut like just a couple blocks from there?
No, it's literally
next door to the six.
It's next door.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's on Montrose and pretty much Central.
What kind of shit? It's like a barbershop?
Where we go. I've been going to the same guy since I was 17 years old.
Oh, damn.
When I used to have my eyebrow piercing, and he used to get the comb stuck in my eyebrow piercing.
And you've been going to him for like 15 years.
Yep. He started out at Sandro's Barbers. He started out at $5, and no joke, nobody would go in there because Chris and I were the only guys keeping this motherfucker around. And then one day, out of nowhere, he had lines out the fucking door, and so then for 15 years, Chris and I, no joke, would have to get there on Saturdays at
like 7:30 in the morning,
right?
To get a spot?
To get
be like
before the
one of
line.
first yeah, because there was times where you would go to his place. I would get there at like 7:30, and there would already be a
3 people.
6-person wait.
Damn.
Yeah.
What changed? Did he get a lot better?
No, I don't know. I think people just realized, he is a good barber,
Yeah.
but he just didn't have a name. So when we were going there, nobody knew him. It was amazing.
Well, the first thing you told me about him is that he got the comb caught on your eyebrow.
Well, that's just because, yeah.
They gave me an impression of the
Yeah,
guy.
no,
Might not have been accurate.
dude was, and the crazy part is you never have to tell him your haircut again. Like, he does it once, he remembers it forever. So every time you come in, he's just like, I got your hair. Literally, I want him to write it down. So when he does ever decide to quit, do this.
You don't even want what you want anymore. You're like, let's go to that guy.
No, yeah, that's the problem too. Yeah, so I don't even know what to say. But he did do the mullet pretty nice. I did have to work him through. I had to get the old sides a little bit
Show him a
shorter.
picture of Theo Vaughn, or how does
Yeah,
that work?
yeah. That's literally walk in there. And be like,
I tell him, he's like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, just have fun. You know, it's my beard. Like, it's gonna grow back if you screw it up or I don't like it. You know, I'm not too picky on this stuff. So.
But what really helped Chris and I was COVID, and he had to go to the online system where appointments, and now you just put your appointment in. You go in there. There's no waiting. You just come in. You sit down. It's fucking tremendous.
Yeah, no more walk-ins. No more waiting. There's Pat Lynch.
It's
I got it.
incredible to me that you guys stuck with this guy for so long through so much like difficulty in getting haircuts.
Yeah.
I would have just been like, I'm finding a new place. Like I'm
for
gonna
years,
go somewhere else.
No, I'm not gonna kid you. For years, I've had shit haircuts prior to this dude. Always getting fucked up.
Okay.
And when you find a guy that doesn't fuck you up,
That's
you
true.
you stay with it. It's like a tax accountant. We were talking about this on Thursday, actually. If you got a good tax accountant, you're allowed 2 fuck ups. You get the first fuck up, it happens. You know, listen, as long as it's not a big fuck up. A haircut, if he fucks you up once, all right, maybe you just, and he never does it again.
Maybe it's
you're
a
good.
bad day. Maybe
Yeah.
it was a bad day.
You know, something happened. But if you 2 fuck ups, you're done. Because you don't want to have to find another barber. You don't have to find another tax accountant. Like, it's easy enough that you're stuck in the business.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have you looked for new barbers and then you got to go through 4 or 5 because you know at least 2 of them are messing you up?
Yeah, definitely. And especially like as the hair gets longer, the opportunity to get fucked up is.
Oh, yeah.
I've come in with some fucked
Yeah,
up
with that
haircuts.
$80 haircut.
Yeah. How much does a haircut at this guy cost now?
Now is $40.
And what does he charge you? Because he just does your beard, does he?
Yeah, it's just same amount.
amount?
Beard
Okay.
trim's $40.
Yeah, so that's that kind of the hard part is you go from $5 now, he's up to 41, I think it is. That's why Lauren gives me so much shit. One time, the last time I got a haircut before this one, my hair was all nice and short and stuff, and I got a compliment from one of the clients. She's like, "Oh, your hair looks great, blah blah." And Lauren's like, "Yeah," and then I told Lauren that, and Lauren's like, "Oh yeah, you probably should maybe just go more often then. You know, it looks good short." And I was like, "Listen here, mother, it's $40 a time. This is a once every 3 months kind of thing. This ain't we ain't Mr. Moneybags over here."
We don't have the money in the budget for six haircuts in a
You
year.
want a house so goddamn bad, we ain't getting haircuts every week.
6 of the Coors Lights a week.
That math don't math.
Hey, Max, stop talking to the wives, please.
Hey, Max hasn't got a haircut here in like 10 years.
I was
probably.
about to ask, when is the last time Max got a haircut?
Probably for my wedding.
Oh, wow. Like the
4 years
actual ceremony or the one during COVID?
I think I got a haircut for both, but
Okay.
so the second one would have been the most recent one.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I
before
know
Gus
Max.
was born. Wow.
I don't know if I know you with short hair.
He never really had
Not
like,
when we
short,
hung out.
short hair.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember him the first time we met him. I don't think he had short hair there
I had
either.
like a buzz cut in high school.
Yeah, like 16, your hair was close to this length, but like all over. You kind of had like, not a fro, but like, yeah.
Well, no, when I was in high school, like when I was at Einstein's, I had like a pretty tight cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, over time.
Yeah.
Pat, you got to ram that microphone right into his wall.
Can I,
You got to show him the deep throat.
Yeah.
You got to show him the deep throat, Pat. How we doing, Pat? How you feeling today? You were a little wild last night, baby.
a little bit.
Yeah, you were trying to make that 25 plateau yesterday to be halfway to 50. God damn.
Do you understand that the Uber driver told us we could have the aux cord if he could take you home
Yeah,
first?
he was like, get this kid the fuck out of my car.
You were fighting the English language all night last night, man.
You started singing songs without any music playing. And I've never heard Peter sit in a car before and be like, hey, Pat, shut the fuck up and enjoy the silence. I'm like, I looked over and I looked to make sure it was Peter talking about silence because Peter cannot deal with silence.
You were legitimately screaming at us. We need music. We need music. We're like, Pat, it's like a 5-minute car ride. Like, hold on, relax.
We just got in the car and then Pat's like, fuck it, I'll start singing myself then. I should have been a cowboy.
Oh, dude, it was tremendous. The that woman was really good. That was at Tin Roof, though. She was.
Oh,
and
the musician. Yeah.
we also paid $15 for
Hinder.
Glimpse of an Angel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pat paid for it
gave
and-
5,
and
and
Joe-
Joe didn't know that Pat gave 5, and so Joe came up and gave 10.
Yep.
Nice.
$15 for a song. Fantastic.
Was it worth it?
Oh,
It was.
Yeah.
so good.
always
You know
worth
what's crazy? I think we brought. Listen, this is tooting our own horns a little bit, and this is probably blasphemy. But boys, that song is super popular now. Everybody at the bar was singing it, and that song was nowhere in the fucking zeitgeist until the boys started bringing that from.
Until somebody in Fort Myers played it, and Brian Hamilton
And we thought it was
Chris and Peter and Joe
my
started singing
cousin.
it.
yeah,
in the
my
next
cousin.
room.
Yeah, my cousin in the next room.
Sometimes I wish it was you, and I was like, all I could think of is Pat, and I was like, I would not want that at all. I would not want. And then there's
Come
like,
on now,
yeah.
stop lying to the camera.
that's frowned upon in most
Guys,
states.
believe me,
Actually,
right?
not
You
in Florida. You can marry your cousin in Florida.
Really?
A guy asked Ron DeSantis about that. He's like, "Hey, you know you can marry your cousin here," and he's like,
This is one of those things that you can't know too much about, Peter. Kind of like the age of consent laws. Like you
Yeah.
shouldn't know too much about the different.
"Well, this is just a
jurisdictions.
recent article, and it was funny because Ron DeSantis didn't know what to fucking say. The first time this douchon had no answer. He's like, "Oh, like,
Well,
Pat was
He
the one
just-
who
he
informed
just
us
enacted
about
some-
Illinois. You can marry your first cousin here if you're over 50 or something like that.
Why do you know that?
that is a good question. Why did that come up again?"
I forgot I was looking up for something else and this popped up. I'm like, this is weird.
He looked it up for Joe.
It was something with Corvus. I had to look up something.
I do remember. Yeah, it was a long time ago when you looked it up, and he
It was
texted us
a
about
weird,
it.
Yeah, it was like a weird. Like Pat was looking up like a weird weird laws in Illinois, and like theirs was like one of them that came up. Was like, you know, you can marry your first cousin, as long as you're both over 50 and can't have kids. What?
There, so Jon Stewart did a thing about Trump, like in the Jesus like quote and stuff, like, or the picture he tweeted himself as Jesus,
Yeah.
and then legitimately came out and said, "No, I thought I was a doctor." Like, bro, take an L. Like, if he could just learn to take 1 or 2 L's, like that's a super L. Like anybody who tries to defend him is him trying to be a doctor. Like you need to stop drinking the Kool-Aid. But Jon Stewart did, and he was just talking about weird rules. And in Minnesota, it's against the law to grease up a pig and chase it. And yeah, for whatever, there's just a rule in
What
Minnesota.
do you think started? What do you think caused that law to be put into place?
Oh,
This is like before
used to
internet
do
and
that.
electricity, and they're like,
Yes, I think it was. You're right.
These kids are rampant. They're just greasing pigs up, and we
No,
can't
that
get
was
them.
what- They would do that. Like entire towns would grease a pig, and then everyone would chase it like up a hill, and like everyone would fall down and get injured and stuff. But they probably banned it for injury. Right?
Yeah.
Is this where Grease Lightning comes from?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's like a lot of weird ones. Like I think there's like one in like Oklahoma where like it's a 1950 like or 1859 rule where like women can't be outside walking until like noon on a Sunday or something like that. It's like, what in the hell are these rules?
Yeah, what was going on where they thought
Wow.
that was
Yeah.
a rule that needed to be?
They
Crazy.
need all that time to get ready in the morning. You wake up at the crack of dawn, and you will not
These
look
women
good
are walking
enough
out again on a
until
Sunday morning.
noon.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
There's too many
How
women
dare
out.
they?
Yeah.
How dare they?
The crazy one is, so we did trivia night on Thursday after Lauren and I, and the Triple Jeopardy or whatever the last Jeopardy, Final Jeopardy was. The question was about bowling, and in the 40s, I think 40s or 50s, when bowling was insanely popular, it was the thing to do after you would do your Thanksgiving dinner, and then everybody would go bowling. And to like advertise it, they would call, if you got 3 strikes on your final frame on Thanksgiving, it was called the turkey, and that's where the turkey. Yeah. So everybody we always knew. Everybody, I don't know how everybody knows that 3 strikes on your last frame is a turkey.
From that stupid the game.
It's
the bowling
always
game.
it's always
you're
on
right.
the screen.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. But that's where it came from. It was so popular, and it was a Thanksgiving thing that they would call it a turkey.
Well, there's definitely examples of things like that are now like for example, like the Save logo is a floppy disk, but no kids know what a floppy disk is, but they know what the Save
yeah.
logo
Yeah.
looks like. It's like one of those things where it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
so
For
far
years.
removed now from the original reason for it that it's just like a thing that is existing now.
I saw a thing about that. Like some guy had like a floppy disk on his desk, and some kid came by and was like, "Oh, cool! You 3D printed the save icon." And the guy's like, "Oh my god!"
Isn't that kind of weird to think, like, holy shit, there's something that like was a big part of our childhood,
Dial-up internet.
like dial-up internet, but even just like thinking about the floppy disk, like Oregon Trail and all that bullshit. You would put those things in. You'd sometimes have to blow it like a Super Nintendo cartridge.
We're calling it a floppy disk. When it first came out, it was a floppy disk, and then the one that you see now is like the hard
disk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Oregon Trail was the floppy one.
Yeah.
Yep. But you know what I found out? Clippy?
Yeah.
Tim Miller, who directed Deadpool, he was the guy who made Clippy.
Oh, shit.
That little fucking paperclip that
Yeah.
would piss you off all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, The fuck
He-
out of here, Clippy.
he
The
created
first AI.
It was
created
kind
and
of like,
programmed
oh, I
Clippy.
used to talk so
all
much
the
shit in school
animations
to
about
it.
Yeah.
That's everybody's favorite thing to do.
Everybody hated it. Now everybody kind of looks on it with nostalgia. But I just found that
Yeah.
out. I was like, oh, that's a
That is
cool.
really
Yeah, there you
insane.
go, Max. Bring back Clippy before you leave.
They actually they've been selling
If
Clippy
you-
merch on the employee store recently.
Oh, I
They
bet.
were selling
I'm
like
telling
a
you,
pool
it's like a
float of
nostalgia
Clippy.
thing now.
Clippy's always on with John Oliver. Like he does a reoccurring like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like and then the Void. I don't know if you remember from COVID, but the Void was his thing, and so Clippy and the Void will come and bust his balls.
What about Ash Jeeves? Is he coming back?
I don't
Yeah, bring
think
back
so.
Jeeves. Bring back
Isn't there
Jeeves.
Microsoft Bob?
No.
No.
That was like
Oh,
it was
no,
a
yeah.
huge failure, but it was like was that?
Alta Vista.
No, it was like this computer
Awesome.
operating system they had where instead of like it being like a desktop, it was like your computer was like a house. And you could go to like the kitchen or go to like the office. And, like,
Really?
it was, like, an-
I gotta kind of look at
like a-
this.
like
I don't
a
think I've heard of
rendered
this at all.
house.
Seems like a ripoff of The Sims.
Dude, yeah, the 90s software was better, I think.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
98 or Microsoft 98.
Mike.
Microsoft
I know, but
Bob.
98 was the one that I think.
No, you got
everybody
it back. Microsoft like NT or 2000 or whatever the hell it was called. That was a real
Oh,
barn
that was
burner.
a bad one.
That was Max's first project.
loved. Oh shit! You're not kidding. Oh my god! Look at Bob's house.
Oh,
What?
wow. It looks like, I'm not joking, it looks like the background, it's like blue, big, what is the name?
Blue's Clues.
Blues Clues. This looks
Oh,
like the backdrop
God.
for every
It's like a
Blues
point and
Clues.
click adventure.
Yeah.
You know, I got a little more time now that tax season's over. I'll throw a little. I'll throw a picture of Microsoft Bob up here.
Oh, you're actually gonna edit this one?
We always edit. What are you talking about? I have to. How many times I have to edit pets? Unsavory wordings. Come on now.
I don't know what you're talking.
We got to cut Pat all the time out. That's why Pat, like 2 weeks ago, we had to pretend he was coming in like 15 minutes late because his ass was saying some things that we shouldn't be saying.
Saying some things and some stuff, man.
Oh, boy.
When these cameras are off,
That gets a little
he
whoop-hoo.
just starts dropping stuff that
That
you're
Patreon,
like, wow.
that Patreon version of the podcast gets
Yeah.
real dark real quick.
Yep, that's where the feet come
He's
out.
like, I
and-
love the 90s. You could say all the words and you would never get in trouble.
Oh, dude. Woo! That's, it's a spicy meatball.
Yeah.
So, I did look up a couple things for last week's news. I don't think, again, thinking about Chicago's news, we've had the weather here has been insane. The amount of water we've gotten in 4 or 5 days.
Dude, a lot of flash
Yeah.
flooding.
Did your parents' house actually flood or did it not flood?
It was enough to like cover the entire basement floor. Nothing was floating, but like it was enough to kind of cover and make the whole ground kind of wet.
Oh, jeez.
And so it sounds like it sounds like kind of similar to what you had experienced because he's like it wasn't just water coming up; it was like dirty water. I don't think it was sewage necessarily, but he's like it was definitely dirty water.
Yeah.
And thankfully they mopped it up and it was fine. But he was saying where it came through, there's a little grate. It's kind of like a offshoot of the kitchen at the edge of the on the side of the basement there. And he's like, yeah, it like popped that thing off, and so it must have just come
Sure,
flying
yeah,
up.
it's just
the sewer
there.
backed up. Is what happened.
Yeah.
That's happened to my house at one time.
The
Like a geyser going in the middle of the floor.
The house we
That's
looked at
wild.
today, they had gutters that were streaming straight down onto the foundation of the house. So you could tell where the water was just like there was mold building up, like water
Ooh,
like on the
yeah.
outside. So the water is just hitting directly on it. I was trying to show Lauren like this is why the water is coming in because there's like when it rains that hard, the water's going to find any little crack to come in.
Oh,
and so now it's
100%.
just hitting all this drywall there. So it's like
and it'll seep in
Yeah.
and like wear away too, like all the
so you need to drag that out and get it farther out, or you got to do a Pat Lynch and just put it in your neighbor's basement.
Yeah, exactly.
Allegedly.
I have a
Allegedly.
winter question. There was a lot of ice dams this winter. I never had an ice dam issue. I mean, it's also but I've lived at this property for a couple of years. This last year, because it snowed so fast and so hard, the gutters got completely covered, and then it would kind of melt real quick, and you
And
have
these
these
huge-
enormous icicles.
Yep.
And there's these like cords that you can install in your gutters. Have you guys ever used these at all?
I was considering doing it at the one property because it was good.
Yeah, ours were.
But I increased the size of the downspout. It seemed to fix the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We were also thinking about putting a heater on that one side, not to cut you
That
off.
is
But
a good top of the cord is a heater.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Okay.
I had just found it out because I was like, how do you even manage this? I didn't think about changing. I mean, the downspout that we have is probably like a 6-inch.
So we had like a
Like,
regular
it's a
one
big-
for the whole roof. So we brought it to a bigger one, and that seemed to fix our issue.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking maybe I'd use
But
this,
the
and I was just
heating
curious.
cord was going to be option too if that didn't work.
Yeah, I might
Here on the
install
Saturday
that.
Night Fix It Hour, we've got Pat Lynch explaining how to get rid of your icicles,
On
ladies and
this,
gentlemen.
on this edition,
Oh, dude, that's on Netflix right now. I love that show. The first seasons
Tool
are good. Tool Time.
Really?
It's all on Netflix. The first couple seasons are great, and then they get into the real the kids are like doing pot, and then the wife thinking about cheating and all this bullshit. And it's like, what happened to like just
Whoa.
the kids and the jokes and the it got weird, got too real. But
got too real too quick. For
yeah, Tim. But then again, Tim has done whatever his name is again.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen has done that show in 4 different ways. He's done Tool Time. He's got the garage show.
That's
he had
the-
the sports centers, the sports store show.
Yup, that was a big one for a long
It ain't
time.
broke, don't fix it, man.
That's it. No, and
Dude.
people will watch it.
People do watch it.
They-
And they love it.
Do you guys know Tim Allen was arrested for
Yeah.
cocaine smuggling?
Yeah, in Detroit.
Cocaine's-
like
oh
cocaine
yes,
dealer, yeah.
way back in the day.
Like the 70s,
Huge.
yeah.
Yeah, before he became
And
like
his
a
mugshot,
big.
he's got like his big 70s mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how he got caught with like if I hate to say this, but I think if he would have been an African American, he would
Oh,
still
yeah.
be in jail.
Oh yeah, he
There's
would
no
not-
way. The amount of
Not gonna-
cocaine, the amount of cocaine. Well, it's also cocaine and not crack.
It was
If
quite a bit, yeah.
If it was crack, he definitely would never be out. He would not be out. But it was cocaine, and it was. I think it was like 4 or 5. Like it was an insane amount of bricks.
It was like distribution level.
Yeah.
We this last weekend we had a wedding in Ohio, and so all the family traveled in, and I was talking to my brother-in-law, and he's like, "Yeah, somebody was trafficking like a bunch of marijuana," and I was thinking like, "Oh, they had like a vape pen." He's like, "No, we were walking out of security, and they were opening up this guy's suitcase, and he had bricks, like kilo bricks of marijuana." In his bag that
And you saw
just
this?
going through.
Wow.
He saw it.
Oh.
He's like I thought because he was describing it and I was like, oh shit, they're probably just gonna have him like throw it in the bin. He's like, no. They had bricks in like a satchel bag that big. He was saying, I was like, wow, that is fucking
The amount of
ballsy.
stupidity.
I guess
Yeah,
you're just assuming that TSA is not working on her these days.
That must have been it.
Well, they have DHS. They have ICE there
No,
now.
I'm so
like,
saying.
that
I
is, like,
don't know what you're thinking trying to bring it to the airport.
that's wild.
Yeah, like what the?
Like proper trafficking of marijuana. That
That is insane.
Yeah.
American Airlines is going to be co-conspirator in this case.
To use it as a carry-on bag too. I would have checked that bag.
That's my
Fucking-
thing.
yeah,
What the fuck?
Didn't want to lose his weed, bro.
didn't want to end up in Alabama. In his bag.
This is
Mexico.
recreational use. I smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
I'm on a 2 brick a day habit, guys.
I listened to a podcast that talks like the podcast theme is about drug trafficking and how they like a lot of these guys from the 80s and 90s and how they would get a lot of the cocaine in. It literally was just people strapping it on them and going.
Oh yeah.
Because there wasn't up until 2011 or 2001, you could just walk on with a bunch of cocaine, and then the other way was they would sell it. They would come back strapped with the cash. So then they go back to and put the cash. You know, it's crazy. You couldn't do that nowadays, but that's just how they
No.
used to do it. Or they'd find a small airport and they would just have everybody on the payroll.
Terrorists got us to ruin everything, don't they?
They really did. They really fucked. Now, think about it. All the movies from the 80s and 90s where you just walk up to the flight counters and
Yeah.
just chill.
Yeah, I need to take it, please.
I mean, I remember like growing up, all my family coming in from Ireland, O'Hare International, like going there, walking up to the gate, saying goodbye,
Yeah.
and then just walking back through the airport.
Yeah, that was the nice thing about security. You don't have to do that anymore.
Pat, you fucking piece of shit.
That's a good call, though.
I don't have to,
We'd
I
be
get
there
to-
for hours waiting for these people to leave. It's
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That's
I remember
crazy.
hanging at that McDonald's for long amounts of time.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think we ever did that.
No,
never did
Joe's,
that.
Joe's like, it wasn't that fun of a memory, actually.
Well, I clearly looked at it through different goggles than Pat's like, I want to shoot my brains out, and I was 9.
That's
I'm like,
that's-
I remember walking to the gate.
Joe's like, you know what? Actually, thanks, Osama.
Easy now. We can't be not in this times, boys. You'll be ended up on a list and you'll be out of here in a hot minute. All right, so let's get into last week's news. Start this week off. There's not really much Chicago news minus the weather. No real front on the Bears. The Bulls suck.
Roger Goodell's like, dude, fucking pull it together. Make a decision.
But I think they're waiting. Well, this is why I think, like Pat has said multiple times, one of the reasons they're probably going to stay in Chicago is because they really are waiting for the Illinois legislative to get their shit together.
Yeah, they just got back in session, didn't they?
Yeah, so it's probably, we'll find out sooner or later.
They're supposed to announce it like by the end of the month. Or they're trying to do it at the end of the month.
Indiana just raised their tolls.
Oh, yeah?
And so I imagine, they're doing something that, I don't know.
We're very lucky. We do a few Indiana tax returns.
Mm-hmm.
You really, the big thing I think everywhere everybody saves out of Illinois is sales tax. Minus that, real estate taxes are expensive. Indiana has a county or city tax on top of your state tax. So you're getting hit. Like, I've seen some of these people who make it, like, they're definitely paying more in income tax at least. Just probably
it's pretty similar.
Your dollar probably travels a little farther.
Yes.
There, but I was kind of surprised to find out. Like, it's not as cheap as I thought it would be.
No, but you probably can get a bigger house with a little bit more land.
That's what you're getting. Yeah, you're getting more room.
But I don't think pass.
Got to buy yourself one of those riding lawnmowers.
The best thing ever. Oh man, I just got all the pictures for Microsoft Bob. This is ridiculous. Look at these fucking. Look at the smiley face with the glasses. Like,
I don't remember that
at all.
What era? Was it like
29 years ago?
It was like mid-90s, yeah. It wasn't very successful. It was around like contemporary with Clippy, I think. It was part of
it was. They had pictures in Clippy with Bob.
This was like a separate operating system. So you had like Windows 98 and Bob.
Well, it was like, I think, an interface that would run on top of the Windows. So it was more like it replaced your desktop, but like...
Was this for more like kids to learn? Like, I can't imagine an adult wants to see this stupid dog.
It's kind of like what's going on with AI right now, where like computers were like still kind of new in the 90s. They were like, maybe people want to do some other stuff. Let's find out.
There's a prompt here that goes, "Bow wow, where's the manual?"
Oh my god!
Yeah, you used to be able to change Clippy too. You didn't have to have actually Clippy. You could have some other. Yeah, you could have, and then or like remember this 7-Up like little red pop.
The little red dot.
Yeah, but I think you could have something very similar to that 7-Up red dot.
Oh, the red dot! I remember the Nintendo game for that fucking game.
Oh, dude, yeah. Frank sent me, or actually Lauren sent me this. But I think she got it from Frank. Because Lauren thinks that Chris and I drink too many of the liquid IVs, the electrolyte drinks. Mm-hmm. So she sent me this huge 30 minutes where like the guy pretty much said, "Hey, all these athletes don't need these the packets we had yesterday at Brian's. We don't need the 1,000 milligrams of sodium that it's providing."
I mean, sure,
probably.
Although, you know what? I don't know if this is just me getting old. I've been having Gatorade, and I am not enjoying Gatorade, or like I like the liquid IV and stuff more. It's just less sugar than like a lot of the Gatorade now.
My dad fucking hated Gatorade.
Yeah,
he hated Gatorade and Powerade. He would never drink that shit.
Yeah, here's that 7-Up game with the cool dot. Bob fucking hated that game.
But
fucking dot pissed me off.
So Max and I at the Cubs game, we were talking about like collectibles, and Chris, and we're talking about all these like how much these Pokemon things are going for, and how your collection and stuff. And now criminals are doing two things. They're finding places that have ATMs. They're doing smash and grabs on the ATMs. The other thing is they're finding these niche like gaming facilities, and they're smashing and grabbing Pokemon cards.
Oh, I believe it. I mean,
it's any kind of cash on hand business. That happens in like all the weed shops in Seattle too, where like they all have like the ballasts in front. People literally will just drive their car into them and then take the money. Like it happened to stores multiple times. There's a
liquor store downtown that like this family has been on the news and said like if this happens one more time we're done. Like we can't. They've had it happen 3 times. We're an SUV because they're on like a corner. Well, literally, and you can watch all 3 times because they've got cameras. So. They'll go this way and they'll just reverse backwards straight through the front door. Mm-hmm. They've put in cement things up. They've tried everything to stop these people.
Wow.
And they'll just go in, they'll ransack the cigarettes, and they'll try to take any cash that they can get.
Yep.
Get the
if the business is very cash heavy or has inventory that's like dense, like value per like, can I scoop it and put it in my pocket?
Yeah.
That's like,
good luck.
Target.
I mean, you were kind of talking about this, I don't know if it was yesterday, the day before, but like now, like, crime is crazy. Like they'll just rob the same kind of 3 or 4 places over and over again because the cops just can't get there quick enough, and they'll like hit a string of places, go away for a couple days, come back, hit them again. Like
they'll get that new ATM machine and everybody back, baby.
Pat was telling us of so we were at the bar on Thursday, and this old guy was showing, or it was actually at District House, but before anybody got there, there's a guy showing me this like video of like this dude who was definitely concussed after like a police chase, and he got into an accident, and so like 2 guys got away and they caught 2 of them, and he's gonna show me. And then Pat told me it was like I think they stole a car. Cops chased them. These dudes got into an accident. 2 guys got out, and the one guy was he was just like, and you can watch him. He's stumbling all over the place, and the cops just like, hey, you're under arrest. Let's
lay down.
Let's get you some help. Let's get you some help. But so
you know the one fat cop's like, yeah, go get those guys. I got this one.
Oh, was it? I think you sent it to us.
the guy chasing the kid on the bike, or the
little scrum that the old man got into.
Oh, it's literally the kid's basically doing suicide runs back and forth, and it's this old man cop, probably in his 40s, late 40s, early 50s, and you just see him getting gassed. The farther, like he tries to run around in a circle, grab his bike. Cop grabs the tire of the bike. He drops it.
So they originally got into a little bit of a kerfuffle, and they both fell. And the cop, because this cop's got to be in his 60s, maybe 70s. He looked old as shit.
Yeah, he got
literally
gassed so quick.
Fell. And then so the guy gets up and he's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. He starts running away and he's like, oh shit, I want my bike. So he runs back, tries to grab his bike. The officer still has not gone off the ground. That's how slow he's. Then he sees this guy trying to grab his bike, grabs the tire of the bike. Him and them, they're struggling over this bicycle. So he whips out his pepper spray, gets him kind of gets him on the side of the face. Dude gets his bike away. So then the guy's now kind of fucked up because of the pepper spray, holding the bike, trying to get on the bike as the cop. It's so fucking insane. Why if I was this, I would be so embarrassed as this police officer. I'd be like, you know what? It's time to retire. Like this is
that
insane.
Is wild.
I forget which. Yeah. Oh, dude. But no one's going into. I don't think a lot of people are going into the police, so they're keeping these cops on longer and longer.
Yeah.
Because would you really want to deal with that type of shenanigans?
I wouldn't.
Crazy.
All right, boys. Let's see.
Intense. I was trying to see if I could find it. But
find the video.
Yeah, I sent it.
There was quite a chain in there.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I saw is the refunds this year for the government has been insane, and so they're sending so much money out that it's messing up them trying to bring money in. So people who have to pay are having to hold their money in their account, and they're all getting nervous because it's taking. Yeah,
it's taking them 7 to 10 days to process their payments.
Yeah,
the withdrawals from their.
It's supposed to take no longer than 2 days for your money if you have to pay at the end of the day.
Yeah, they take your money out
you
within
mentioned this to me. You're like, I set it for the 15th. We'll see if it happens.
Yeah, it's like a day or two. It's supposed to be 1 to 3 days. They take your money out, but I looked up online because we paid somebody's tax balance, and they're like, it hasn't come out. It's like. Yeah, it's peak time. They're not pulling anything out. It's like minimum 7 to 10 days.
You would think that with Doge and all this bullshit that was supposed to make things more efficient, money would be the one that they would make sure they can go grab these people's money.
Oh, yeah, they're making sure you get your money out.
Yeah, fuck the refunds. Let's grab all these people's monies that owe us money. No, it's taking literally 40 to 72 hours after the 15th.
That's crazy.
You want to hand me one too, buddy?
What is the bottleneck there? Isn't that just all digital anyway?
I was hoping you would be able to explain that.
I think it's
because I have no fucking clue. Why would it take so long?
I think it's because they have to process your tax return before they can actually take your money. So the one thing they don't want to do is, oh, your return, we took your money. Then they go look at the return, it's either the wrong amount or your return is somehow messed up and they shouldn't have taken that. And now they got to figure out how to get you that money back. So
does a person actually look at every return?
No, I think they finally got some software where they have, it's pretty much they have a way, they have a software where your return goes in and it matches it up and it's something's off, they send you a notice. If it's not, gone out the door. But there's some people, there's some returns that just get pulled and they have to have a manual review on them. So.
Yeah, if you're within a limit of a threshold on certain stuff, it pulls it.
Yeah, I think Doge did come in and started figuring things that should be called out. So there's a lot more like there's certain things now that are definitely more red flags, and you'll get caught. Not caught in the sense like you're in trouble. It's just you're
flag something.
And so now they want to review certain things.
So they'll have like an actual person review it, then just a software pushing it through, saying, "Hey, yeah, this is good to go. Send them their money or take their money."
Another like the state that's really bad with that, or not bad with it in the sense, but is who really hits red flags is Indiana will do second and third reviews of your return pretty quickly.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I've had a few people who are at Schedule C's and they didn't have Schedule C's the year before. And Indiana will send them a letter, hey, we want all your receipts.
Wow.
Yeah, because they want to see what kind of job you're doing.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah,
I've had
two people had that. We had to accumulate receipts. They're not audited or anything. They just want to be looked at.
Yeah.
Oh god,
that's so.
So if you have all the receipts, then Indiana will leave you alone. But if you don't, you could be in some trouble.
Wow.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into a little feel good start. I love too much tax talk. Like, man, all weekend with the tax talk.
Yeah, Max over here brings it in and just
the season.
I'm sorry, guys. I can't
Tis
get
the
the work
season.
mode.
You talk about Santa at Christmas. You talk about taxes around.
Max is getting ready. You know, possibly going to be a finance bro over here. You know, he needs to get.
Yeah,
he's
trying
to learn the lingo, understand what's going on.
Of the
He
land.
hasn't filed a state tax return in a long time. He wants to know the ins and outs about it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a little feel good.
Yeah.
Feel good stories. All right, let's see here.
Feel good.
Ooh, study debunks the myth of native Hawaiians brutally causing bird extinctions. So the dodo bird didn't go the way of the dodo bird.
The Hawaiians didn't kill the dodo bird. It was
I guess
Pat
not.
Lynch.
It was. They think a lot of that was actually rats.
I'm glad they cleared the Hawaiians'
Yeah.
bad name. This is a reputation that they've carried for centuries now.
So
And
are you saying the dodo bird's alive, or just the Hawaiians didn't kill it?
The Hawaiians did not kill it.
Oh,
Okay,
but
so it's just
dodo
a
bird's
mystery
gone.
now. We got to figure out who did.
Yeah.
yeah.
Say you it's dead.
Well, they actually can bring the dodo bird back. They have. They've brought back the mammoth. I think the dodo bird's gonna be one of, because people love to say the dodo birds. I think there's no real reason to bring this stupid bird back. The dodo bird literally would come up to you. Like what they said is it was it didn't have fear of anything, so it would just come up to you, and then so people would just like
Wha-bam.
snap his neck. Yeah. Well, thanks for dinner. Like that's how dumb that bird was.
Like, eat me.
yeah.
Imagine being those people discovering that island for the first time though. It's like your beautiful tropical island, and the food just walks up to you and lays down.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta think you
This
must
is
have
great.
died or something.
Yeah.
But then we were too stupid to realize that like if we kill all of them, there's not going to be any. It's just at some point it's going to go away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think people aren't too stupid to realize that, but people just don't give a shit about the next generation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think a little bit of like, hey, there's all this abundance, and then you just keep eating, not
There's a
realizing.
complacency to it for
Yeah,
sure.
not realizing that like you have to let these reproduce and then let the next generation come. As we grow older, we learn that shit. But it's like we always talk about how civilization really kind of started was based on alcohol, because you had to boil the water people couldn't stay together because they didn't realize that shitting in the water and then drinking it was bad for you. So when you started boiling water for alcohol, so you could have beer and spirits, people could they realized that the drunks were never sick. It was everybody who wasn't drinking who was sick. So then they would start to give kids like a child in Italy had an allotment of like a bottle of half wine.
Yeah, the Romans drank wine, but the Roman wine was like a lot different from our wine. It wasn't as
Oh,
strong.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
more like vinegar.
But like even the thing that he's talking about, this was, we even heard this going to Canada, like visiting a town, and he was saying like, yeah, they would just,
They couldn't drink the water from the river, so they would give kids and people allotment of whiskey.
yeah,
Because it was safer to drink the whiskey. Than
So they
it
would
was-
take the whiskey and then they would distill it more with water. So it'd be pretty much because the alcohol in the water would kill all the bacteria and all the
Like
bullshit.
terrible tasting soda, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. All right. First female leader of Japan was a drummer in a Deep Purple cover band. You can watch her Welcome Home tour online right now.
There was a current one who just won recently.
Yep, first female leader of Japan.
She's a musician. That's cool.
She was a drummer in a Deep Cover Purple band.
interesting.
I think Australia or New Zealand just named a woman the like head of the army for the first time ever in its country's history.
Wow,
We probably could maybe get
So
rid of
progressive.
Pete Hedgeseth out of there and
Hegseth, yeah,
maybe just do something a little better than that. He's a little scary.
he's a fucking.
Did you
idiot.
see he quoted, he was at a religious thing.
He was doing a prayer.
Yeah.
and he was quoting
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction's Sam Jackson's like Ezekiel.
Book of Caesar.
Was it?
It was the Book of Caesar.
Yeah.
And it was
like,
all bullshit.
He was quoting basically a quote.
And you got all these
straight from
kids
this
with their
movie.
heads down, like doing little.
Austin 3:16 said, "I just whooped your ass."
Yeah,
You
basically.
sit there thumping your Bible, quoting John 3:16. Well, head check 3:16 said, "I just whooped your ass."
Yeah,
I ran.
truly.
Here you go.
It's very interesting watching the Pope talk.
Oh
about-
yeah, and then everybody, yeah.
How JD's telling him.
It's kind of nice having an American Pope and getting like context for the English language, like as opposed to like a dude speaking
Wait,
in
slow
like
down, Joe.
what's
Just
it?
an American Pope, a Chicago Pope.
A Chicago Pope.
Chicago
Yeah.
Pope.
That boat.
My favorite thing was Jon Stewart was like doing something where like he was making fun of Trump, calling the Pope a loser, but he's like, "Oh, you're too good for English now, huh?" Because he was like speaking in Latin or Italian.
yeah,
He was
yeah,
like
yeah.
doing some press conference. He's like, "Oh, you're too good to speak in English now." The American Pope don't know how to speak English anymore.
Soaking in a hot tub bestows surprising health benefits, even more than saunas. New study says.
Wow.
Any of you guys bath boys?
Yeah.
No.
I'm a big bath. Well, I don't say I'm a big in the wintertime.
I don't know the last time I've taken a fucking bath.
Yeah.
It's been a long
He's
time.
like a kid. That's about last
Yeah.
time.
I don't like. I'm a never nude, so I don't want to be sitting in.
In your own filth.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Peter's in his swim trunks in the bathtub.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have the jets in the bathtub in the back there, and probably should run it once in a while and
Yeah.
and get massage, get nice
Yeah,
and loose.
I'm sure those work top notch based on this apartment.
Oh, they probably don't.
Yeah, you don't want
Well,
to
the
get
other thing
electrocuted.
is the other thing is
Might
they,
back up your sink if you run that.
the other thing is they haven't run in like probably the 4 years I've been here. So
Yeah.
My parents have one too.
Push
They
the
never use
button,
it.
like just dirt comes out, like
oh, I'm sure.
dirt and
Yeah,
dust.
The
I
dust,
bet
yeah.
you it would.
Yeah.
My parents, growing up, they had a tub that did that. We never used the jet feature, and then just turned it on one day. Like just not after being used years, like all the like sediment.
Oh,
and
yeah, just
settling
gross. Oh.
just came out, and I was like, "Whoa, that's fucking disgusting."
Just gross. Let's see here. Pedestrian traffic fatalities in the U.S. declined more last year than in any since data was counted.
Nice. Artemis 2 landed.
Yes,
Sound
very
trip
safely.
around.
That was super cool. I heard
Yeah.
in the Artemis 2 thing when they got, because they did like a slingshot around the moon, right? So they go
Yep.
on thing
Yep.
and come back. When they got to like the apex of like the flight, all the astronauts in the capsule at the same time try to shuffle to the furthest point of the capsule, so each of them could be the furthest away from Earth at that time.
Oh,
That's very.
They were
cool.
fighting each other for that?
Like, yeah.
I
I
Captain
feel
was
like-
everybody sit down. Then he went there.
I feel like there's a WrestleMania match just happened. They were like they're just throwing each other to get to the back of the rocket.
It's interesting because they say like this is the farthest a human has been, but there was literally a Russian astronaut that they sent into space who never came back.
I think that was just a rumor or an urban.
No, that was real.
Well, 'cause the urban legend was like that
They
some-
sent the dog. That's what
the
it
dog
was.
they sent off. That's definitely established. But they were the rumor you're talking
What
about.
the fuck was the purpose of sending a dog somewhere?
Yeah,
They want to
I
figure
think
out the dog would
they
die.
wanted to figure out if the dog would die, how it would react in space.
Russia didn't give a shit about its dogs, so it sent one
That's
out
so
there.
random. What did they talk to the dog? Be like, hey, how you feeling? You're 7,000 miles away. How do you feel? Like,
No, they had telemetry and they're being like, "Is the dog dead? Dog's not dead."
Yeah, they didn't know.
poor
if,
dog
like,
shitting himself. Like,
radiation, like temperature levels. A
Yeah.
big thing is like heat shields when they're going up or
yeah.
coming down. So
Got
there was
it,
like
got
a
it,
lot
got it.
of that sort of testing going on. But I could swear.
America did it differently, right? Where like we just tested very carefully and like we had a lot.
No,
of
we sent the
ground-based
chimps up
days.
first.
We sent chimps up, but the chimps came back. We
Yeah.
brought them back. Russia just shot them up there. And
Oh.
was like,
Yeah, big bye.
bye. Okay. All right. Well, that's fucked up. Thanks for that. Max UC Project Hail Mary.
I didn't know.
It's highly recommended. It's a good movie.
The one he was talking about though, the story, it's a cool story. It was like an urban legend, I think. I don't think it's actually true, but supposedly some guy in Italy was like on a radio and he heard a Russian cosmonaut like broadcasting as he just slowly drifted away and got like the dogs. But I don't think it like actually established to happen. I think it's kind of an urban legend that like they did a dude do.
Maybe.
Drew was trying to find it. It is
Yeah.
an urban legend. Wow, that's crazy.
Okay, yeah. While no Russian cosmonaut was permanently abandoned in space, there was a guy. So there was a guy like stuck out there, but I guess all right. I was like, I feel like I totally thought they were just like bullshitting.
I could believe the Russians would do it, but they wouldn't give him a radio.
Yeah. Well, I think India landed on the moon in the last like 5 years.
Did they? They had
I think-
a robot, I think, not a person.
No.
India did send some up to the moon, I
I
think,
think
too.
America's still the only country to have people on the moon.
People, yes. But so then it like if
Oh,
they,
so then
if
we
it-
own the moon.
That's the rules.
Well, that's the reason they went up this time is they're trying to find the craters that have water because they want to establish a spot on the moon. So
we own the moon because we put our flag there.
Well, they're nervous that China's making moves. So America's like, well, we got to get up there and establish
our
whatever.
dominance.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's at least some speculation.
We got to send Elon up there.
Researchers. Well, he's been quiet. I've been listening to a podcast about him.
Mars. We're sending you to the moon, baby.
Researchers turn car battery acid and plastic waste into clean hydrogen and new plastic. So you hear all these nice things, but you never see any of this like getting done. Like plastic is
a lot
dog
of times
shit.
these like when you read a headline like that, it's like some dude did it in like with like 3 molecules like in like a super controlled environment. Like the hard part is scaling it up to like actual industrial.
Did something, yeah. Cloud jaguar sighting is first in a decade caught on tramcal in Honduras. That's a beautiful animal, but
whoa,
yeah, you don't want to see that in the. Those are like the most ruthless. Those
terrified.
Those snap your neck immediately.
Yeah,
and you're done. Yeah, a jaguar. Like
that
they go right for your neck, snap your neck. It's like because they
break your neck. Yeah.
Would you rather big cat or grizzly bear encounter?
I would probably a big cat because it depends on the cat. Most cats will kill you right away. They don't play with their food. They want it dead. Where a grizzly will just start eating you ass first, and you're done, and you still be alive, screaming your ass off. They don't give a fuck.
Yep.
I feel like I'm thinking about like when we went hiking up in Washington. There was a trail that said like, hey, there are maybe bobcats or some sort of cat, and they're like, don't break eye contact, just walk backwards, maintain.
Well, they say by the time you see them, like they've decided to attack you, basically.
Yeah.
Like if you're spotting them, like they're coming for you.
That's interesting.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Because they'll be around, but like they'll just be doing their own thing. Like it's hard to see a house cat, like, even.
Very fair.
We were when we came back to my place. There was 2 fucking cats underneath the stairs. Never. Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, let's do one last one. America's largest rainforest saved from logging thanks to Alaska court ruling.
Nice.
It
looked like rainforest is in Alaska.
Oh yeah.
What's it called?
Let's see. But there's rainforest in Seattle and all up on there. No, I think it's just you're thinking of a different type of, but it's
you're thinking of a tropical rainforest.
Yeah. No. I know temperate.
These are cold rainforests.
They have
the Tugunas National Forest old growth timber stands.
I'd like to go to Alaska at some point. It'd be fun.
Pat's going this year.
Are you?
Yeah, take him.
His family lives out there. That's all you got, Pat?
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Love the commentary there.
They don't call him the best color commentator in the game for nothing.
Here's a nice feel good that I read about. Japan developed a plastic that will break down without leaving any microplastics.
Ooh, nice.
We are so full of microplastics currently right now. We just the only hope is for the next generation.
We're talking about Gus here.
Yeah.
I got bad news. You got microplastics in your balls and sperm, too.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Cool.
Joe Rogan says that's the reason we're turning into frogs or whatever.
There is like a mysterious like motility and fertility decline in dudes over the last like 20 to 30 years. It's pretty studied.
Yeah, but I think some theories is it's the shit that they're spraying on all our food to keep it from getting pesticides. Yeah,
like pesticides
and the weirdest part is okay. So we were pretty good. We didn't get too much politics this time, but RFK's bullshit before he sued the fuck out of these companies. And now he's saying we need more of the glyphosate bullshit and pesticide stuff. It's like
RFK, I think, is out now. I don't think he's actually making decisions anymore.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think Trump decided he was like his stuff was too much of a noise.
Yeah, Trump was like, "You didn't eat McDonald's. Fuck you. You're gone."
Basically, yeah.
Dude, his diet. Like they talked about his diet. It's legit. Did you see that he did a post with a Uber or DoorDash delivery person, which is so weird. Like, there's no way
Trump.
There's no way a DoorDash person was allowed to bring him.
Trump even said that. He was pretty funny. I saw a speech a couple days later. He was like, "Yeah, we had the DoorDash person come, and it was a little tacky, but we do it. We do it. It's fun."
But she said, but he, what he said to her was like, "How do you like those, tax-free tips?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's great. It'll go to be paying my husband's."
Cancer
pills that no longer I don't have insurance for.
I was retired and I had to come back to work because I wasn't making. We don't have enough to cover the bills for our health care.
It was like framed as a very feel good story.
Oh yeah, and immediately got turned.
Oh yeah,
within
2 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, we try with some feel good stories, but it always ends up like that, Max.
Support your local community or the DoorDash.
And on that beautiful note, Chris.
We'll see you next week. Bye.